like, I actually started doing it in marker, and it just wouldn't, it wouldn't stick. So I
Yeah.
ended up doing it in watercolor. So yeah, it's just gotta watch out, man.
I've heard that for the most part, most of the books are pretty uniform now, but it was like after a certain year. It was like maybe 2015. I think people told me not after I had that problem. They said don't buy any from before 2015 because
Yeah,
you don't know what you're going to get.
yeah, like this one. This was the same kind of a deal. Cover wouldn't, marker wouldn't stick to either of these, especially
All right,
anything
we're
that had
live.
these. Okay, especially any of these things with the red border.
Yeah.
So, the first ones that came out. Let me see if I can find it. Which is, I found an old one, and when I started doing the whole painting thing, I was like, it doesn't even matter. But these ones, the original, black border ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just super shiny. So all you could do was maybe a Sharpie or a pencil. But on this, I painted. So I found one of those. It was a few weeks ago or whatever.
Paint covers all.
I've seen some cool, just black and white sketch covers too that look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he made it.
Did he? Nice.
He made it. I can't believe that worked.
Hey.
I had to get Jay to call him.
Okay.
Why is my? Are we shared anywhere? What do we have here?
No, that's what I said. I've shared nothing. I've done.
I got
nothing.
a notification on my Facebook that you went live, but maybe that's because I'm a super fan.
You're a super fan.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich. Yeah. Squad goals.
Oh, howdy. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
So hang on, before we get into discussing moisturizer and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I forgot that was on the agenda.
Starting from the top left, introduce yourselves. Who
Oh,
are
is
you?
that me?
Yeah,
on the top
that's
left?
you. Gordon, you're first.
Okay. My name is Gordon Wills. I like to draw sketch cards, sometimes for money, other times for fun. Right now, I'm just kind of, I don't know what I'm going to do right now yet. I'm thinking maybe doing a Moon Knight piece. You can find me on the social medias at Art of Gordon Wills everywhere, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And I just started a Patreon to document my creating my art book. So if anybody wants to check that out, just go magically search the thing in your head and you'll find it.
The thing in your head. Fair enough.
All right.
Awesome.
Lord Warner.
Yes, I am Lord Jalen Warner. Yeah, pretty much the same thing, only different links for whatever, for the interwebs.
And a marketing genius.
Yeah, what are your different links?
Same thing, different name. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
What is it? Art of Jalen Warner on the Book of Face. JL Warner 72 on the gram of Insta.
All right. Hey, she spins. Pat, how's it going? Jay.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I am the Honorable J.E. Fife, serving my second term as absolutely unimportant artist and enjoying every minute of it.
So your second term was the what?
I'm just rambling at this point. Sorry, I was late there, guys. I was taking care of the dogs. Oh, you're early. Okay, good.
You were right on time.
The dogs did not care. They had to go, and they were making it quite clear that they had to go. And now they're hovering around the doorway here, wanting to know who I'm talking to.
But you didn't tell them who Warner is?
They know him.
They know? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
They're familiar.
acquainted. Duly acquainted.
But it's just little old me, and I do pictures, sketch covers, commission stuff. I dabbled with cards. I did like that. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll get to do it again. Right now, I'm doing a commission. Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, 9x12 on Bristol.
Right on.
And
Watch me
early-
open.
And then earlier today, I was doing my daytime gig, which was enamel pins. Trying to get a Spider-Man Far From Home pin wrapped up with about 8 elements in it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be great when it's done. It's driving me nuts right now.
Are you going to share that with the group when it's done, or is that going to be a private thing?
So far it's kind of a private thing. I'll share it with a couple of you guys, probably individually. I mean, I could do that thing, just send like private messages and stuff. I don't really want to put it on the live stream.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt it would be a problem at all, but just in case, sometimes the collectors get a little funny about stuff like that. I don't want to tempt fate.
Got it.
But I will definitely share it with you guys.
Billy
It's
on YouTube is clapping his hands or waving or
Hi.
I think he was waving.
I think he's
He was
waving.
saying
Okay.
hi.
Hi.
Hola.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're almost into round 2 of Happy New Year with Go Hey Fat Choi.
What is the what is it the Chinese year of this time around? Does anybody know?
Tiger?
Isn't it always the year of the dog?
I think it's the tiger. I think it is the tiger.
I think it's a tiger.
Well, we know
Let's
2020.
Google it.
We know 2020 was year of the bat.
Ha ha ha.
What year are we? 2022.
2022. So we're going. So it's got to be on D, right? So
Tiger.
C, D.
Year of the tiger. Tiger is correct.
Oh, it's
Tiger.
Chinese New Year's, not
Yeah.
Marvel Weekly.
No, not Marvel Weekly. Not the MCU New Year.
See you, Pat.
Bye, Pat.
He's got to go swing around a mace or something.
Oh, see you, Pat. Where's Pat?
We'll
Pat.
lift the car. Pat King.
Okay.
You know,
We'll go
Pat
bench
King.
press.
They didn't.
Volvo.
I guess the Unbound took its place.
What's that?
I said they didn't do Marvel Weekly this year, but I guess Unbound kind of took its place. They've
Well, I
done a
think-
couple actually weekly series.
I think but I think that the weekly thing that they usually do is that
It's annual.
is it annual or was that that what was it, the Pack Wars thing, or
No, but
Well,
isn't
there-
Pack Wars with annual?
I don't
Yes, Pack Wars is with annual, but they had a set that was Marvel Weekly.
know. Yeah.
No.
But that was last. No, it was. Was it
years
last year? Maybe been 2.
So are you surprised that they haven't released the set?
No, because but they've done some interesting things. Like Black Widow has been a weekly release, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But that's going to
Yeah.
also be a physical release.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
weird.
really? Later?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a little backwards.
Yeah, usually I think you're going to see a lot more of those, if I had to guess, probably see a lot more of those weekly that format.
It kind of creates the whole chase thing, and That's what they did. Like Marvel Weekly, the way that they did it is they had like the weeklies, and then at the end, the sketches were like achievements. I think.
Which I think is
Yeah.
what they're doing with the Crow.
Okay.
Billy says, "Did you guys hear that Fred and Ian are coming back for a second year of Unbound?"
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unbound 2. They're working on it right now. I think that's one of those worst kept secrets in the industry, though. I feel like I
Yeah.
knew this from like August.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe unofficially, but Unbound 2.
For those of us who don't know what Unbound is and Unbound 2,
Oh.
what is that?
Oh. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy
So,
Year of the Tiger.
Marvel Unbound, it's like Marvel Masterpieces, a card set.
Okay.
It's 52 weeks. Every week they release a new character. They're all limited to 1,000. They're all numbered cards. You can only buy them online. You can get them shipped in.
Oh.
And so there's 1,000 cards.
There's one.
Yeah, there's 1,000 cards. Yeah, that's what they look at. They're all
Oh,
original
these are
art
sweet.
by Fred Ian. Fred and
sweet.
Ian. They're oil painters. And 1 in 20 are signed. Some bunch of achievements that you can do, like if you collect a certain amount of cards or gold signatures or whatever.
They're all original, but only 1 in 20 are signed.
No, sorry, it's all original art. Like it's not reproduced.
It's not like comic.
Yeah, it's not-
comic.
It's not comic art
panels or
clippings.
something.
So they did a painting for each card. And there's
Each one's
1,000.
an original. Yeah, each
I
one's an
think it's
original
I
piece.
think it's approximately 52 paintings they did.
No, it's more because there's 52 and 4 achievements, so at least 56.
Right, but I mean, aren't the achievements the originals though?
So how-
Oh, there's okay, never mind.
So
So how long do they get to work on that?
I'm guessing a year. They're probably churning out at least one a week, if not more.
Well,
Yeah,
you
at
would
least
hope
52
so.
weeks.
52, yeah, that would work out. Wouldn't it?
I checked your math. It's solid.
Well, because they would have to be done and printed, like when the set, like all done and ready to print when the set launches. They're not going to risk not having
Right.
all the art,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You would hope not, right?
Well, I do remember when it was before Masterpieces 2020 came out. That during that time, Fred and Ian was, the guys were pretty quiet on the interweb.
Yeah,
So I think some people were thinking that maybe they were doing Masterpieces.
but they were
I'm
actually
guessing
working on that one.
they were probably working on Unbound at that time.
Yeah.
What would you rather work on, Unbound or Masterpieces?
I don't care.
Oh. I think just from a prestige standpoint, probably Masterpieces. But to be honest, I mean, in reality, I think even just a Fleer Ultra or Flare or something would be super cool. Because I
Yeah,
think
like
it's
I'd be
just,
okay with the Chef Boyardee labels, right?
right, exactly. I mean,
Shit.
well, no, it's more of a
Mm-mm.
first of all, I don't know if that commitment is quite daunting, I think in general, but you may have a little bit more exposure as well with
I just got to ask after that, Dre. Is that ragu shortage up there? Ragu embargo up there
Oh,
still hitting you
yeah.
hard?
I don't know, but if you remember the conversation, I wasn't a ragu guy. My mother-in-law is.
That's
She
right.
was
That's right.
heartbroken. I
That's
personally
right,
couldn't give a
that's right.
shit.
no, I think it was a syrup thing that was
The syrup thing's good. I have stockpile, so I'm not worried about it.
All right.
Smart.
Tina.
Next level. School pizza.
What candy bar is your favorite? How about school pizza? Oh, she's just here to troll.
Just talking about the rectangles.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
no cafeteria pizza. She's a troller.
Did you
Troller.
share this anywhere, or is this kind of like a we can work on whatever we want?
I did share it to the MCCW.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, why?
Never mind.
No nudity. No nudity.
I was gonna work on some Star Wars stuff. Whatever.
No, that Star Wars is a Marvel.
Marvel proxy.
Yeah.
Just do it.
If anybody says anything, you can talk to the manager.
I mean, back in the 70s, it definitely was. Is it now? I thought I
Well, they're both under the House of Mouse, right?
see.
Do we still have a troller? That's kind of fun.
It's Marvel.
Hey, troller. Hi, troller.
Troller. That's a word, isn't it?
Troller?
Hmm.
No.
I think
Hey.
it's a boat, isn't it?
What
That's
do y'all
trolley.
What do y'all call the remotes for like PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox?
The controller.
Okay, y'all call them controllers too. Okay, I'm just making sure. Some people call them different things.
Well, I'm if it depends on what game you're playing, because sometimes it's just a piece of shit.
Well, I've heard people call them joystick, right?
Guess you were
When
playing
I'm
some
playing.
Call of Duty.
It's a piece of shit.
Mother. I've been the last several weeks. I've been going through playing Cuphead with my 5-year-old, and I bought it back in 2018, so not right when it came out, but around when it came out, and played it for a little bit. But I really fell in love with like the art style of the game and the story behind the making of the game and everything. Like that was what initially got me to buy it. But so
Right.
he's into like Mario and Sonic, and he watches all these YouTube videos. Well, he somehow came across Cuphead on YouTube, so he wanted to start playing it because he knew that I had it. And man, that was fun.
Yeah,
It's
it might be time to introduce him to Earthworm Jim.
oh yeah,
Oh,
You're
there
right.
you go.
That's
There's a
where
fun
Jim
game.
is genius.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Well,
Have y'all-
Cuphead, isn't that the one? It's like a 1930s
yes,
cartoon.
yes. So I actually just re-listened to most of it the other day, but the Bancroft brothers, the guys that used to work at Disney or whatever, they have a podcast together. And back in 2018, they interviewed one of the brothers that created the game, because it was a couple brothers that kind of like started the concept, and then they just kind of grew and had this team and everything. But they kind of taught themselves classic animation techniques and stuff, so they could like learn how to do like classic 2D animation, and that's kind of like where it started.
Huh.
And then they had to. It ended up getting really big because at E3, when they would show like teasers and stuff and everything, it got a lot of publicity. Microsoft kind of got involved, and the team grew, and they actually the like backgrounds for the games too are all like watercolor paintings, like full paintings. It's insane. But yeah, he talked about like how they animated it and everything.
Uh-huh.
It was really neat. Just the fact that you could like teach yourself how to do that and then like come out with this game. And I just saw the trailer for they have a Netflix show coming out too next month.
Really?
Yeah.
Animated, I take it, right?
Yes. Yeah, but that game is hard.
Cuphead's hard.
Is it as hard as Dragon's Lair?
Well, I don't know about that, but so
Okay, so story about Dragon's Lair. That's the
Yeah.
one, like it looks like a Disney animated thing,
Yes.
and there's
Yeah, it was-
three
it was-
buttons on the controller.
Well, Don
On
Bluth
the-
Don Bluth actually had something to do with that, didn't he? I think he do the animation on it.
Yeah, he was the main director, I guess, animation director.
Okay, so I remember playing that in the arcades when I must have been 11, and I couldn't read English or speak English. and I had no clue what to do. But the animation was so cool that I'll just put money in the machine.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't get past the first thing because I have no clue what to do, right? So I'm just pressing buttons, nothing's happening, then it's game over. And
Well, even
to
if
this day, I
even
don't know what that game's
it
about.
didn't see that's the funny thing is that the language barrier didn't matter because whenever you push the button, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
You know, even if you push the right button or did it correctly, you died every time. Nobody ever made it past the first level ever.
Yeah, you really couldn't take that game seriously at all. It sat there and taunted you. It would go like, well, it's great. You know, we're going to hit a scene here. Now you choose left or right. And if you choose wrong, you die. Guess what? You're wrong.
Right.
Every
And
one
so
of them.
it's like, and of course you drop another quarter in because you just want to see the rest of the cartoon.
Yeah, but see, I
So-
didn't even know like the concept that you have to choose and maybe you make the wrong choice. No clue. Like I don't know what happens past that first 10 seconds.
So
Well, do you remember that there would be like doorways that would occasionally like flash? They would like go, you know, like
Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
That was kind of indicating that that's what you need to do. Like when you were like being swept away by this water, you had to kind of follow
What?
the directions that it was giving you.
What water?
What water, man? I
There
didn't
was-
I didn't get past the front door.
you know,
Okay.
at
Or
first
any
I
of them
thought
like
this
that. It
was
was like
gonna,
it was telling you it was like go here, go there, and that's kind of the thing.
I thought this was going to be a story about how Dragon's Lair taught Dre how to speak English.
Nope.
Nope,
no, sure as heck
Nope.
didn't.
nope.
I learned a lot of English from a show called The Lost City of Gold. I think that's what it was called. About
Okay.
some orphans.
Where
kids
was
in
this?
the
Where were
Amazon.
you?
I can't
Where
remember.
where were you
And
at
there's
this
a
point?
flying golden bird. Might have been an eagle.
Is this why you still occasionally use
Maybe
the
a
word
phoenix.
doubloon?
What occasionally what?
Occasionally use the word doubloon.
Yeah.
The
Or
balloon.
Quasar.
Oh, what was that show called? It was a fantastic show. Lost City of Gold cartoon. The Mysterious Cities of Gold from
Is that
1982.
it?
And it taught you English.
Yeah, because I used to watch it in English.
Oh,
I was
okay.
kind of hoping you were going to say Trailer Park Boys. That's where you got
No,
your
that-
colorful language.
Oh. At least it wasn't like Dora or something.
Hang on.
See, this is why America is doomed. You know, American kids will watch 5 minutes of Dora, go, she talks funny, and then turn it off. That's
Was it,
around the world. Every country, it's like if they can't speak English, they're like, let's watch a show in English, and they will learn English. In America, no.
No, I remember all those commercials when I was a kid for Muzzy. This
For
is like
what?
about for Muzzy, and he was supposed to like teach you different languages.
Yeah.
oh,
Like,
Oh,
all
is
yeah.
that like Rosetta Stone from?
Yeah, it was kind of like
Yeah, it
that,
was
but
a
for
kids' version.
kids.
Yeah, it was a kids'
Yeah.
version. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. Ah, so many missed opportunities.
Yeah.
You missed your calling in childhood.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
have.
well, like my daughter watched like a lot of Dora, and what was that? Knee high something high low or whatever. But it was like a little. It was basically like a kiddie version of Dora.
Oh, because Dora's the mature version of something.
Yeah,
Just say,
exactly.
whoa.
Yeah, no, I mean this was for a really young audience, but she taught how Dora would like always teach a Spanish word or something. She taught like Chinese words.
No.
So Ah, look at that beauty, says Eric Ritchie.
Hey, buddy.
Happy
Is
New Year.
Carmen Sandiego Dora all grown up?
Is this one of those
no.
these theories on the internet?
Yeah.
Carmen came out long before Dora. She was.
Yeah. It
I
doesn't
mean,
mean that the story.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're not related. Yeah.
Yeah.
no. I think.
Dora could be the Carmen Sandiego prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know how prequels go. I think Carmen Sandiego is the initial, U.S. Marshal looking for Waldo.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's a U.S. Marshal hunting illegal immigrants.
No, hunting Waldo, and Waldo's just sitting there saying, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry."
But in Spanish.
Mr.
What did I
McGee.
sign up for today?
Staying opposed to this.
Let's see.
Oh, I have no idea where I'm going with this.
Do you need motivation?
Sure. What do you got?
I didn't say I have it. I was just asking.
If you needed it.
If you needed it, yeah. Like I'd make the worst waitress or waiter. Oh, would you like another cup of coffee? Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I don't have any, but
I just wanted to know if you
yeah,
wanted
just
some.
wanted to know.
Did I ever tell you about the coffee story? There was we were out with a group of friends for dinner and stuff. Big dinner, so we're all have a nice meal, a couple bottles of wine, and then the server comes by and says, would anybody like an after dinner coffee kind of thing? Just, all right, we get a round of coffees, and the server walks up to me and says, they take your order or whatever, and they said, and he walks up and he looks at me and he goes, decaf, as he's pulling the cup off the tray. I go, no, I had a regular. He goes, oh, okay. Takes the cup back on the tray, never takes his hand off the cup, puts it back in front of me and says, regular? It was one of the funniest things I had ever seen in real life.
Were you like,
yeah.
hey, I
That's
saw
me.
that.
He's a sorcerer.
Oh my goodness. It was
That's
no, I had regular. Yep, that's me.
He saw you drinking those bottles of wine. He thought he could pull a fast one on you.
Yeah, well,
this is a sobriety
apparently.
check. Making sure that you're okay to drive home. He
just
passed the coffee test, sir.
He goes, wow, that was quick. Yeah, good times.
Okay, I need cardboard. This is getting ridiculous. So earlier I was listening to and watching David Finch's latest stream.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing? What's he doing in the new one?
It's Brian. What is his name? Something Steel.
Oh,
Silver-
Fattel. I don't know. Oh God, I can't remember. Hey, go ahead. Sorry, I'll shut up.
He did the new Black Panther
Okay.
comic. Great guy, like wicked style. He's got a very kind of, if Adam Hughes and Bill Sienkiewicz had a baby,
Sienkiewicz, yeah.
whatever.
Is
That
that
the Polish guy?
Stelfreeze? Is it Stelfreeze?
That's the one.
He is freaking amazing. I met him down in Baltimore. The guy is just
He's a
ridiculously
beast.
talented.
So
He is
he's doing
ridiculously
the
talented, yeah.
stream with David, and I can't remember the other guy's name that hops on sometimes. I think he's from like Argentina or something. But anyways, and they just put him on full screen the whole stream, and he does this painting from. It's pre-inked, but he just does the painting, the pencils, the whole thing throughout the 2-hour stream. It's just like life-changing. It's just everybody watches that later after you stop watching this stream. And like, share, and subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Greg Hildebrandt's been doing that too. He's been running live streams of his paintings as he's been working on them. And it is life changing, but you kind of have to decide which direction it's changing you. Do you want to just give up? You just want to stop and give up and maybe do telemarketing or
the thing
or be
with
crazy
Greg's
inspired.
streams, though, is I love listening to him talk, and he can talk. He'll just go on a tangent for half an hour and not even like put a stroke down on the canvas, and I'm like, dude, can you just paint that hand? Paint that hand. But yeah, I love watching his videos.
And that's why I never order chili at Applebee's.
Yeah, and I love Jean, his agent, when she hops on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's the best.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, Hildebrand streams are great to listen to.
If anybody cares, Bitcoin is under 36K right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is Bitcoin?
Oh,
Okay, we'll move
my
on.
hold on. I got to tell the story because this is, and I was actually thinking about telling this.
Hey, Tim.
But this is a great segue. Tim. So I'm in the comic shop yesterday because I wanted to get, because I'm, with these sketch covers, I wanted to get like a short box that I can cut up for, people to kind of flip through the covers.
Cons.
Yeah. So I went up there, and as I'm walking around, the store managers goes into this whole thing where it's he goes starts talking to the staff, and they're all like putting away books and cleaning up and doing whatever they're doing, right? And he goes, "Hey, you guys know anything about cryptocurrency?" And he starts, and he goes, and he's like, "Yeah, I know a little bit about it," and and then he just goes on this diatribe about how, do you know how much energy it takes to mine that?
Oh my god!
So he went down this rabbit hole, and of course, I'm in there and I'm wearing a mask, and I'm just laughing my arse off at this discussion because it's like, dude, and then he goes into this thing about Elon Musk, and I mean, he was kind of on this weird rant, and I think he actually saw that I was just grinning ear to ear because it was just such an entertaining rant that he was on, and he goes, "Oh, hey, yeah, sorry, you gotta listen to this," but it was like, oh boy. Just everything that he was saying, it was just,
I mean,
conspiracy theory type
it,
stuff.
It is true that like mining and stuff takes up a lot of energy, but at the same time, you're not going to have any innovation if you don't have like the initial, development of it.
No, he went down this road where it's like, how much coal is being burnt for that?
Well,
I was like, oh wow, dude, that's
as opposed to being burnt for other things. I mean, what do we?
Wait a minute. We're tapping out our transformers for cryptocurrency.
Yes, sir.
it was there. It was like,
how much?
Yeah, it's like
how much energy does this data burn?
A lot. Look it up.
Yeah.
It's a shit ton.
I mean, seriously, and nobody's saying anything about porn. I mean,
right.
Oh, this is nothing, man. Like porn is nothing in comparison to cryptocurrency.
That's scaring me.
it
That
was
just scares
but-
me.
Yeah, but how many people, just person for person, how many people have gotten rich off cryptocurrency versus porn?
Well, it depends on what.
Depends.
Well,
That
I'm
kinda
just saying.
depends.
I'm
Depends
guessing
on a lot of variables. What's your
I'm
definition
guess
of
I'm
porn?
guessing
What's your
most of the
definition
people that have gotten
rich?
rich off porn are the ones at the top, not the ones that are actually producing the content.
Not the guys at the bottom. You think it's the tops?
Not the guys on the bottom.
boy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Not
All
the
right.
guys
All
on the
right.
bottom.
All right.
For
Happy
bottom,
New
yeah.
Year.
Hi,
Thanks for
Scarlett.
stopping by, folks. Thank you very much.
So glad you brought that up.
Wa-da-da-da-da-da.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So a few years ago, I was considering applying. They're going to stop making us start mining our own porn. Yeah, that's what it's going to go down to. So, a few years ago, I was considering applying for
Do
digital
you know how much
strategy.
coal?
Digital what?
I don't know, Warren is going on about coal.
Working in a porn mine, going down.
Yeah.
In a porn night.
Working in a porn mine. Woo! We're about to get down. Lord, I am so tired.
I feel gross.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so a few years ago, I was considering applying for a senior digital strategy role at a certain adult entertainment website. And I was quite qualified for them, but after several discussions with family members, I was convinced not to do it.
Aw.
It's a good line
I'm
on a resume.
sort of
right?
regretting it. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that's really the point where you start having two resumes.
Yeah.
Because when you go apply, like 5 years later, and you go apply for a gig at, like the
Disney.
United Nations or Disney or,
Yeah, but then you have a big old hole. Like, so what have you been doing for the last 5 years?
a lot of mining. I've been, doing a lot of data
You mean
mining.
like coal?
Sure.
Yeah, like coal.
But, I mean, that was the argument. That it was like, basically, if you go down this path, that's it. Like, there's no coming out of it, right?
Oh, adult stuff? Yeah, that is very true.
Ooh, and I'm not talking as a performer, but like once you work for a company within that market, you're gonna have that.
Anything. I had opportunities to start doing adult artwork. Was approached by a couple companies, and gave it some serious consideration because the money was just ridiculous.
The money's insane.
But it at the time I actually was doing some work with some of the people in the adult business, and they scared me. They absolutely scared me.
Were you just saying, like, you looked into their eyes and you just peered into their soul and you decided that it wasn't for you?
Yeah, kind of, because there wasn't one there. It was gone. It was. No, it was a lot of weird discussions about just when, like, we shoot the breeze, and just having conversations with these guys, and they would start kind of talking about their personal lives, and it just got dark. I mean, extremely dark. And they were very casual about it. Things like being alienated from their families, and the horrible things that they've had to experience, or even just ludicrous crap like. I remember the one woman telling me about for Christmas shopping every year, she just kept a drawer of underwear in her closet that she would just put used underwear in, and then just start packaging them off and selling them online. And she would make enough to buy like Christmas presents all year long with that. And she was very proud of that. And you're like, wow, how do you continue conversations with these people?
It's like I learned how to bake something yesterday.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I can top that.
Yeah,
I salted caramel cookies.
That's like I read a story a couple weeks ago about this woman who was on some reality show, one of those like 90-day fiancés or something, and she was like selling her own. She was like jarring up her farts and selling them for lots of money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Then
did
she
hear
had
about
like
that
some health
story.
issues and she had to stop.
Yeah, because she was inducing too many farts and it was like messing up her digestive system. Yeah, that was on the news.
I did hear
That was
about
actually a
on
news
too.
story.
That's funny. I gotta look
Oh,
that up.
All right, so I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with Moon Knight earlier, and now that I'm done with that Darth Vader, I think I'm gonna do like a chibi Moon Knight.
there you go.
That's allowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. Moon Knight's kind of in vogue right now, you know, with
Oh yeah.
that trailer and everything.
A little bit.
One of
gotta-
the actors from the show just passed away.
Yeah, I saw that. He had like a skiing accident or something.
Yeah. Rusty was telling me. The guy who was on the Hannibal TV show. Hannibal?
What?
So the guy that
Main
was
guy?
playing
Was that?
Not
the
the,
guy,
main
the guy
guy.
that, shoot, the one that played the detective, not Hannibal, but the other guy.
No, I think it was Hannibal.
The guy from Casino Royale.
Was it Mads Mikkelsen or something?
No,
No.
not him. Not
Not
him.
him.
Not him. Okay.
Okay.
Another weird name. But yeah, it was 37-year-old died in a skiing accident.
Huh. Dang.
And of course, you guys heard about Meatloaf, which is very sad.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
listening to Meatloaf this afternoon.
Oh, Louie Anderson died today too.
Yeah, that too.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
that kind of got overshadowed by Meatloaf, but yeah, there was an announcement in that too.
They didn't say. I didn't read how he died, but I did read somebody say that he had recently gone in the hospital and he had cancer or something.
Huh.
But he wasn't very old. He's only 68.
That's Louie, right? Because Meatloaf was in the
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah, it was Louis.
Well, Meatloaf was in Pittsburgh not very long ago for the for Steel City Con in December, and he did not look good. He was looking pretty bad.
Did they say what was the cause?
No, they're not releasing it.
I mean, a Meatloaf did not live the healthiest of lifestyles, I would imagine. Neither did Louis, to be honest, right? But
Right. Yeah.
being a rock star in the 70s, I'm sure he did some shit.
Oh yeah, I
I,
imagine.
You mine some coal, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
so
sure
it
he
was
mined
Black
some
Lung
gold.
then?
Yes, it was Black Lung.
Oh my god,
He-
that just
he-
instantly
he-
took me
he-
back to Zoolander.
He owed his soul to the
Yes,
company.
the
Black
store.
lung.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I saw Julie
Man.
posted on Instagram, like Julie Bell, and I didn't realize
Oh, yeah.
she did 3
Neither did
covers
I.
for him. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's as soon as she said it, like as I saw the post, I'm like, yeah, of course.
Well, Boris did the one. I think it was the second album. Was a Boris cover, I believe, wasn't it?
Oh, that's really
Don't know the
cool.
order. Are you looking it up,
Who?
Gordon?
Not
Oh.
No, I'm not. But I was looking at it all earlier on Spotify, so I kind of have an idea of what that looks like.
Like
When I
Bad
was
Out of
listening
Hell
to-
is Julie.
Bat Out of Hell 2
Okay, Bad Out of Hell. Bad Out of Hell 2 is Julie.
is Julie, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was the one from the 90s. I do, yeah.
Yeah, the one. I would do anything
Yeah.
for love.
But I
Won't
won't do it.
do that.
Why not?
I don't know. I just
Burns
you know
too much
what?
coal.
Too much coal. Every
Too
time
much
I
coal.
think of meatloaf, though, I always think of Bob from Fight Club.
His name is Bob.
His name is Bob.
Those sweaty bitch tits pressed up against me. Fight Club. Fight Club, you make everything so much better.
I just watched that again the other night. What a great film.
It's streaming now on Tubi as well with like everything else.
The hell is Tubi?
Tubi is great. Tubi is a streaming service like Amazon Prime or Netflix, except it's free, and
Does it have commercials?
it has commercials.
Oh, okay.
But they don't
It's
really
got to
edit
be
anything.
free.
Yeah, and they have been loading up some really interesting stuff on it lately. Some pretty
What was
cool.
that one?
The Batman TV shows. The Batman TV show, all 3 seasons is on it now.
Oh, cool.
Like the 60s?
Yeah, the Adam West Burt Order. Look at me doing commercials for them, and they don't even pay me.
Yeah. Drop your affiliate link in the comment. I got to make a call. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm just going to mute myself.
Oh wait, we'll get sued.
Speaking
One
of,
of his
hey, Gord,
one of his contacts from the film industry is they're not happy with what we were saying about their industry earlier in the stream, so they're calling to complain to him.
The coal mining.
the data mining,
Yeah, the coal
mining,
mining.
or is it the porn industry?
I think it's the porn industry. Yeah, he's still got his contacts there.
They're touchy.
I see what you did there.
Speaking of lawsuit, hey Gordon, check this out. This was I was actually looking for this when I saw you were on. Remember I was telling you about messing with your prelims?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like something I
That's
think you
awesome.
posted. This was going to be a Superman or something. So I had fun with it.
That's awesome.
But that's what I was talking to you about.
Did you just do that for fun, or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just to mess around with it? That's pretty awesome.
Well, I love your
Sweet.
prelims, man, because it's like I love the poses and everything you set up in them, and I'm looking at it going, gee, I wish I could do that, because boy, I could really finish that and come up with some crazy stuff. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Do it.
Well, at least you asked. What's up, Kev?
You ain't gotta ask. It's cool. It's not like
I
What?
did.
I mean, it's
I was gonna say, or actually, I didn't ask. I just did it, and I'm just showing you.
oh, you're talking about the Electra.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the Electra?
So I did
Gordon's
this. This. Yeah, he sent it to me. Let me pull it out. So I did this ink sketch of Electra in her Daredevil costume, and I sent it to him. Just DM'd it to him because I knew he was a big Electra fan, and I really liked the costume. Right. And so he painted a version of it.
Oh, nice.
And he said,
I blue lined it it out and just went over the.
Yeah. That's what I did.
I really want to. I want to get this thing framed and put it on the wall eventually when I get around to it.
Well, there's the one.
Yet.
I still have that. I still have that one study that you did. It was like I don't know. It was like 3 female superheroes. It was the superheroes. Yeah, and I was turning them into barbarians. I still have that.
So
that's what I was doing. I blue lined your stuff, and I just went ahead and painted over it.
So a lot of times, like when I do those, it's usually when I'm like working on like sketch card sets and stuff. I just do a bunch of like, I probably do a little more work than I need to for these things, but like I'll sketch out these poses and stuff and then kind of just pick ones that I like to try and do on the cards. But you know, I like
When you do
sketching them
your
out bigger and like the whole thing more, just because it kind of feels like I'm like, if you just short.
When you do your thumbnails, do you already have a character in mind, or do you just do your thumbnail and say, "Oh, you know what, this pose will work for this character"?
Good question.
I think sometimes it depends. Like a lot of
I
times,
mean, do you turn around and say,
what
"Okay,
will
I'm going to do a
happen
bunch of
is
poses
I'll
for
have
Dr.
characters
Doom"?
in mind.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be like that. Like I'll especially early on when I first start working on one of these sets, I'll have a lot of characters that I want to do, and then kind of in the middle and towards the end, you're kind of like, okay, what do I do now? So a lot of times at the end, I'll kind of go back to some of the ones that maybe I didn't use before, and use
Right.
those for different characters. But yeah, usually it's like, oh, I'm gonna do Psylocke, so I'll do like 3 or 4 poses and figure out which one I like, and you know, a lot of them end up being kind of similar because they're just kind of variations, and I'm not going to do too much work for these because then that would be like overkill. But yeah, it's kind of like a mix. Trying to find some from the other day.
Yeah, so you have a great library of that stuff. It's great reference.
Yeah,
You're
and
putting
like,
together a book, aren't you?
I think
yeah, I
you
want
should.
to.
You definitely
What I'm
should.
working
Just even
on.
that.
Yep.
You know, there's guys on Pinterest that's all they post. They put stuff like that on there. And
Well, yeah, and I mean, a lot, and not all of the stuff that I draw is original, because I mean, I've seen a lot of this stuff somewhere, but it's kind of like, you know, you study and do all this stuff, and then over time, it just kind of like sinks into your bank, you know.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
Like
what is original?
another account that's really great. Another account that's really good that posts a lot of really awesome reference stuff that I follow. They're called Masters of Anatomy, and they just post like a bunch of like different artists have done like stuff like that. And I like to use them sometimes for practice. And then there's another account that's just like a photographer that has really helped me with like female poses and stuff. They just take pictures of models and post them. And actually a lot of them, like for a while I was doing a lot of Savage Land Rogue, and they actually had a lot of good good poses for that, because they had these women just posing with like staffs and stuff. So it was great.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna look up the name of the account real quick though, so I can tell y'all what it is. But it's basically just different females, and it's tasteful. They blur out all the nudity. So
Yeah, you probably got to pay for the other stuff.
yeah, the title of the account is Figure Drawing Reference, and so like, am I gonna get in trouble for showing this account on here, Dre, if I show you my phone real quick?
Is there
Like,
boobies?
they blur it out, but
No, that's fine.
well, they blur it out, but okay, I'll cover it just in case. But it's like they have a bunch of like pictures just like this of like different poses.
You can go full
And
screen.
okay,
Okay.
Figure Drawing Reference, and like they just post a bunch of different stuff. They've got really good, like here's one with the spear.
Nice.
But they have just like a bunch of different stuff, and that's really helped me. Like a combination of like all the different things. Like the thing that really kind of helped me get better at sketching, just like figure drawing, was looking at people like Sean Galloway and Derek Loftman, just because the way that they draw and how they construct their figures, it's a lot of shapes. And I spent a lot of time looking at their stuff, and then what that helped me do was be able to look at stuff like those photo references and be able to break those down and rebuild them. And so that's kind of what helped me a lot.
Can you send me that link, Gordon?
Do I what?
Can you send me that link? Is that a paid service, or what's the deal on that?
No. It's just an account on Instagram. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
they,
please.
they have.
Please.
You can buy photo packs and stuff from the site. Like this.
Yeah, they do have more than just the Instagram account. Like they've got a whole long sets with each of these people, but their Instagram one is just like some of the ones they post every now and then.
Which
they've
actually
got a lot of good ones.
Which segues into something, Dre, that I wanted to tell you. I did get a hold of Pat King.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to be hiring him to do some poses for me for a Leonidas piece.
Yeah, I talked to Pat
nice.
as well, and I've never done the virtual model thing because I was actually asking if he knows any cosplay models up in my neck of the wood, because once I can actually bring people into the studio. I want to spend like a day with a couple of models and just get like a couple hundred shots like studio lit. Because
interrupting you here real quick, I learned something really fascinating from another model. She actually is a burlesque dancer and an art model, and she started asking me about how well I knew Zoom. And I guess her and her buddies, that's the way they do it. They set up Zoom, like a Zoom conference, and the photographers or the artists just sit there and do screen caps. They'll like just sit there and just do poses, and you just screen caps off of it.
Yeah, and I mean, is this null or gore? Null. This null is, I bought a couple of reference photo packs from great model I found on Instagram. Actually, Eric Gist or whatever.
Gist.
He tagged him on a painting, says that photo reference from there. That's why I found him, and I reached out to the guy and it's like, where is it? And he sent me the link to Gumroad, and he's got these photo packs, and they're like $20, $30.
Man, you make me feel like a cheapskate.
Stack full of photos. No, but they're like super high res, like 20 megapixel things, and it for me, and I use photo reference a lot, is it's the lighting.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yep.
I think I have a fair enough understanding of the anatomy to be able to do a pose, but how to light it, and sometimes the veins and things like that's really the key. And he does sorry, I'm going back on the Zoom thing. He does on Mondays, him and other models, they do live drawing sessions. You pay $15 and get access to the Zoom class, to the Zoom, and they'll do a bunch of quick poses or whatever it is. I think they have a schedule for like 3 hours.
Entrepreneur.
It's like, so back to that point with Pat. It's like I don't know how this would work when you say, hey, this is kind of the pose that I want lit, and how that's going to work out. But you tell me what your experience is like, and I'm definitely going to hit him up too.
Actually, I'm not worried because the conversation I had with him, we're going to kind of do it like I set up with just about any of the other models, like April Hunter or any of the other ones, where I'll send him a sketch of what I'm looking for. And he's just going to take a bunch of pics in that range, just like kind of maybe alter it a little bit. And anything that needs to be lit as far as prop goes, like in case of Leonidas, I was just suggesting, something that you could bring up as a cape or something you can bring up as a shield. And he's freaking out because he's like, I have a whole Leonidas costume. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you kind of struck gold with that one.
This sounds a lot like porn mining.
So he's going to dress up as Leonidas and model up these poses that I'm going to send to him for what I'm looking to do, and I'll have like live reference to this. And I'm psyched on this. Like it's going to be absolutely perfect.
He's gonna. That means he's gonna have to shave his chest.
You guys and your realism.
Well, it's not just for realism, Gordon. Like it's like I said, it's for lighting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely use reference like photo reference too. Like it helps me as well. But like part of it, like I don't know. I just can't do it. I'm not good at it. I'm not good. I can't handle it.
You can't reference.
I'm just like, I'm not good at like realism. Like I don't.
No, just because I'm like fangirling David Finch hard lately. Check out his stream from last week on YouTube, and it's about, I think, call it how to swipe without swiping. And
Oh,
he does
yeah.
Swiping.
yeah, and he does a figure referencing 3 different artists and like 6 different images. It's like the pose is basically essentially reference off this. The lighting is based on that, and the inking is based on this.
Cool. I
And
like David
it's like-
Finch.
I was telling you the one time, like a process I call it Frankensteining.
Yeah,
Where
That's exactly
if I
what he's
have,
doing.
yeah, it's I just did it actually. Here, I'll show you on this piece. That was a sketch cover. I just got the base colors on it today. I'm gonna be touching it up, but it was this Princess Leia piece. And you know
That's
the
nice.
problem, of course, with this is you want to make it look as much like Carrie Fisher as you can.
Right.
And so it's just there we are. But with me, I like to make it look original. I don't want to like just do screen caps and go, okay, here we go. I mean, I can do that and have done it to save time, but you don't want to get a reputation just doing that.
Right. Then
And,
it just turns into every Star Wars set for tops ever.
Exactly. But still, I'm pressed
'cause
for
it's-
time, and I don't want to sit there and spend any extra money on hiring somebody to do the poses or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I found 2 cosplayers that were that had some really nice slave Leia costumes, and I just kind of took those, combined them together, and then angled it in a way so that it matched up with this shot of Carrie Fisher, this publicity shot from the movie. This, lined up the way her head was, and then just sat there on Photoshop, put it all together.
Nice.
And I mean, it was very rough looking, but the thing is, of course, when you're drawing it, who cares?
Yeah, you just need the reference.
And you just smooth it out when you're drawing it, because it's just reference. And that way, I had detail. I had the way the fabric was going right on the costume, the way the way her hair laid, and plus with the expression and everything, and I was able to match up the lighting. So it's kind of it kept it original, but yet very referenced at the same time. Of course, this is just a complete ripoff. Here, it's Hawkeye.
Yeah, but I mean, it's and I don't know where my DVD is. The Drew DVD about
Struzen?
the Hellboy painting.
Struzen?
Yeah,
Struzen?
yeah, but he did one about the whole process of how he did that Hellboy painting, the poster,
Okay.
and starts off with shadow boxing or light boxing all the publicity stills, right? Then
Yeah.
redrawing them, adding his detail, like full on reference. Like he's got the picture right next to it, but he's doing his style of pencils and everything else, and then airbrushing it and doing the detail. And he says, I could sit there for 7 hours and draw Hellboy, looking at the picture from scratch.
Yeah.
Or I could light box it in 5 minutes and get painting.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, part of it's a cost benefit thing, Like,
Yeah, well, I don't have time to spend 3 weeks doing the pencils on this.
Well,
no,
neither did he. When he was doing
tomorrow,
when he's doing movie posters, he's got days, if that.
Yeah.
Like the story he told about the Thing poster. They weren't even sending him any pictures whatsoever. They were keeping everything as secret as possible.
Oh yeah,
So
he just made that thing and had no idea like what the creature's going to look like.
Yeah, and it was just him with an overcoat on. he had his son take a picture of him with an overcoat on, and that was it.
Yeah.
And like the Big Trouble in Little China, that was him also. That was they didn't give him a lot of reference. Maybe a couple of pictures of Kurt Russell and some of the other actors.
Mhm.
But he, I remember the story was this. He went out in the driveway and gave his son a camera, and he put this tank top on, and he had this like prop gun, and he's just standing there doing all these poses, and his son's taking pictures of him in this tank top, and then he just went in and merged it together with Kurt Russell.
Where's my
Man,
phone?
artists these days have it so easy. You just got to pop
Yeah,
open
you know?
Photoshop and get on Google.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, I was one of the guys that, like a lot of people, had file cabinets just filled with manila folders of just clippings from magazines.
Yeah, I mean, I did these and I posted these on my Facebook page. I took these selfies, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do an apocalypse painting off of a combination of these. Maybe not that one, but that's why I have the headphones on for the apocalypse earmuffs.
Ah.
Right?
Hey, in my career, I have been the penguin and the man bat.
I could see that.
Hey, I made a damn good penguin.
That's like the whole thing they always say, like about artists, like when you draw stuff, you draw yourself or whatever. Mm-hmm. The art versus artist thing. Holy, oh my gosh!
Wow,
Yeah,
is that loud?
I'm just going to mute Warner.
I almost made a comment.
Too.
I almost made a comment in the stream yesterday that I hadn't heard the hairdryer in a while. Glad I didn't say that. I would be eating it right now.
Yeah. Wow, it suddenly got really quiet.
Yeah. So calm.
Yeah, I forgot that there was mute on the StreamYard. I was just covering my earbud.
Yeah, so you can't hear it.
Oh, yeah, it went right through my skull.
I can taste the burnt dust.
Taste the varnish.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some gesso on this, but this is where I'm at.
Nice.
Oh,
why are you going to gesso it? Just for surface?
Yeah, because I mean, this is that super smooth cover. And then I turned around and did all my tones, sprayed it, and then sprayed it with varnish just to lock it in, so I'm not blasting all the graphite and stuff all over the place with the wet gesso.
And again, Dre, what you were telling me about the spraying the water on the damn things, that is just that's amazing how well that works.
It's great. As long as it's proper paper, like not that gloss shit, but
yeah.
As long as it's not a sketch cover.
Well, that's what I've been doing it on. Because I didn't have much of a choice. I needed something to lock the graphite down without varnishing it. And that's been actually working really well. You got to babysit it, though. I mean, I've had a couple of nervous times where, I've sprayed it on there, and then, you hit it with the dryer, and then I get blisters all over the place, and I'm sitting there just about ready to have a heart attack, and then, then they go away. And it does warp the paper really bad. But you kind of, it's weird. You just kind of invent crap like that Princess Leia cover and a Batman Who Laughs, and I sprayed them, and they just warped like crazy. They almost came right up off the book, and I put them back in the sleeves, and then I pressed them in between two science fiction pulp books that I had, and then set a box of backing board on top of it and let it sit for about 2 hours, and that flattened it out.
I had
the shit you got to do.
Yeah.
So I got this was the the commission that got lost in the mail. So I had a commission for sketch card puzzle, right?
Mhm.
And the first one I did, it was just a certain stock on the Back to Retro. I think it was the Monsters stuff.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I did like an ink wash on it and stuff. And if that card got too wet, yeah, it had that serious blistering. And it was like, oh man, now I gotta, try and work this out. So now fortunately, I say fortunately, but as it turns out, it was better for the client. It got lost in the mail, so I just wanted to be a stand-up guy, and it was like, well, it's nobody's fault, but I'll go ahead and knock out another one for you. Fortunately, I still have my transfer, so I was able to basically recreate the exact same thing, and it turned out better. But again, second time around, here I am doing a wash, and it starts blistering. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about this. But fortunately, when I saw like a little bit, and it was like in a shadow or something, so it was like no big deal.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, lock it down, done.
Move on with your life.
What time is it? Oh, it's 6:30. Hey guys, I think I'm going to cut out of here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks for.
Yeah, I got a few more minutes too. Oh yeah, Jay, I sent you that
That
the link to
Awesome.
that account. Yeah,
Very cool. Thank you very much, man.
sure.
Thank you all. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's good seeing you.
As always.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
It's
Year's.
been real.
Go cryptocurrency.
Yay!
Yep.
See if we can get a rebound.
Oh, you kids in your metaverse and your cryptocurrency.
Metaverse. Oh, the metaverse. I'm not looking forward to that.
Back in my day, we hid our porn in our mattresses like good Americans.
In the attic.
In the attic. We sat there and flipped the channels back and forth until the scramble picture kind of looked like a boob.
Yeah, we had those light fixtures up on the ceiling.
Back in my day, we were pirating on late at night.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get going here. Thank you very much.
Good seeing you. Good stuff.
Hopefully next week. Looks good, man.
Let me know.
The stuff looks good. Oh, is that null there you're doing?
No, yeah.
Oh, he's looking good, man.
Thank you.
They're all looking good, man. They're all looking really cool. All right. Thanks, man. See you next week, hopefully.
Later, buddy.
See you, Jay.
Bye.
I'm gonna post this Moon Knight in my
Dude,
thread.
Do a screen grab and then post it. Oh, I didn't even get into the story on the whole Lord Jalen thing.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Dude. So we've got I'm what a Lord of Kerry in Ireland.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, the whole thing where you buy a square foot of land and then you become a lord.
Oh, you bought a piece of Ireland?
Yeah.
Fun.
So yeah, so well, I mean, my wife had a Groupon, so
Okay, now it's starting to make sense. I got a coupon for it. So.
had a Groupon, so it's we're now Lord and Lady. So
Hey,
You give me-
you have that title forever. Nobody's taking that away from you.
Yeah, and don't think I'm not going to use it. I'm going to sign everything from now on, Lord J. Linware.
You should totally do that in the next set.
Totally.
Yes.
And when you
You-
fill out
you
the
think
unique contract, credited as Lord J.L. Warner.
Oh yeah, no, you think I won't? I absolutely will.
Is there any tax benefits associated with this investment?
Maybe in
Not
Ireland.
in Ireland, so I doubt it. It's but
It'd be funny
I
if
may
every
get-
year
I may
you
have
get a
to-
bill.
get a bill. Yeah, get a tax
Yeah, like,
bill.
oh, it's property tax.
Which is you say that'd be funny, but now that I think about it, that's probably not that far off.
No, I mean, it would be funny. I say it would be funny.
Oh yeah, no, and don't get me wrong. I mean, at the very least, it'll at least prove your lordship or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I paid my dues every year.
Yeah, see, I'm a taxpayer.
I'm a landowner.
Tax-paying Irishman.
Which is funny, being a Scot, but
Scott's taking over Ireland.
All right. I had some colored cardstock somewhere, and I can't seem to find it now. Oh, here it is. I think this is cardstock. I actually don't know.
What could it be?
I think it is cardstock. Just gonna try, do some fun stuff, experiment a little bit.
Just go inks and then pull in some white highlights.
Yeah. Just keep it simple. I hadn't done this in a while. So what I've done before is I've done like inks, but then also get like just like a gray marker or something. Just put a little bit of values in it. I'm just gonna.
You were
do
going
like
to
a
try
little
ink
headshot.
washes.
I really want to. I bought some ink like a while ago to do that, and I just haven't done it yet. That might be the first thing I do after I finish these cards that I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
Before I
Why don't
move
you
on
just
to
try
the
it on
next
the
ones.
set?
oh, what cards are you working on?
Um,
Is it
I'll tell-
is it the same set? Is it the same set that Tuvu keeps posting on the gram of Insta?
who is? Somebody's sharing them?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know which one it is.
I think
You
I
saw
do.
him. Yeah, you saw
Oh yeah,
him.
yeah. You asked the question. So,
Man, there's so many
Rusty, hi,
people
Scarlett.
posting stuff they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, it's so frustrating. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not that guy that's gonna, whatever you do, you more power to you. But
yeah, but it's just like,
it's frustrating in the sense that, and Gordon can certainly attest to this, where it's like, well, wait a minute, how is this going on? And I can't even get on a set.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh.
there's a lot of tomfoolery.
I had an old wound opened up yesterday.
Nice.
So one of the someone in the group, I'm not going to say because it's not important who it is. He just happened to be the one that shared it, but he shared a card from Masterpieces 2020.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad card by any means, but it was just like when all my cards got mass rejected, everybody had their own like theories of like what they thought happened. And one of them was somebody told me maybe it was because of your style was like too cartoony and not comic book. And I was like, no, I really don't think that's it. Because like I've never had this happen before, and
There's no
I
way
knew-
that was it.
and I knew other people working on the set did not have like comic accurate styles. And then I saw that card posted, and I was like, well, yeah, F you. It definitely wasn't that. Oh, thanks, Brian.
Right. As a matter of fact, here's a looking.
Looking.
So
Look, I should be doing that
what kind of
too.
paper? What kind of paper should I use for ink wash? Should I use like watercolor paper, or can I use like mixed media, or does it matter?
You want something thick. Watercolor paper
Yeah.
works great with any wet medium.
Mm.
Mixed media stuff works well as well. But the thicker it is, the less it's going to buckle.
Okay.
Here's
I'm probably gonna start
here's a
small.
masterpiece. Here's a masterpiece of sketch. Right, 2020.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my
It's-
gosh.
Isn't that sweet?
Yes.
Okay, so
Nando rocks.
here's my wound.
That
But-
pose is
So
freaking
Pose is
amazing.
great. It's a great card, right? So
Oh, yeah.
Gordon's point has nothing to do with the cartoon style.
No,
She's
exactly.
pointing the
That's what I'm
blade, the knife at the viewer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's
I've had
Oh, no.
APs rejected for that.
I've had actually it might have been from no, maybe it was from there was some set that I had a Rocket Raccoon rejected. And it was like a photorealistic raccoon. It was a damn good looking rocket.
Was the gun
but-
pointing to the viewer?
It wasn't pointed at the viewers, kind of like that, where it's like it's definitely foreshortened, but
Yeah.
it's going off to the side. It's not like you're staring down the barrel of a gun, you know.
Mhm.
But again, it's a fake gun anyways, and yeah, I mean and it's a raccoon holding it, so you know there's a couple things there where you go, come on guys, really? But okay, so it's like you can't have any. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Rodney Fike, and he had done an homage to was it an Avengers cover? It was the one with Hawkeye where Ant-Man is on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
arrow.
Yeah.
He did like an homage to that and had that card rejected.
But I've
For
seen
exactly
other
that
people
reason.
do that
Yeah.
homage on cards in sets. They were separate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Some of them slipped through. I mean, it was like there was the big thing where Deadpool's was banned from being drawn, and it's like I think I saw one where it was like a Deadpool, but instead of him being red, he was yellow or something.
Oh,
He's like in his X-Men costume or something.
I guess, but that and then I saw somebody post that. Yeah, I pulled this. It's like, wait a minute.
Well, then there was that one set where there was like a couple Fantastic Four characters that made it in, and there was one. There's been times where Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, has made it through, and she's not supposed to be drawn either.
Right. And then there was that one time I did a Nightcrawler.
well, we've seen Apocalypse. We've seen.
Thank you, Brian.
Um,
Appreciate that.
we've seen Galactus slip in, right?
Yeah, the one that I'm thinking of, there was the Human Torch, and there was also the Watcher.
Yeah, I mean, some slip through, and that's I don't.
There's
That's
so
right.
many characters too.
That's right, Brian. There was he said he's seen DC characters. I think I saw a Starfire
That's hilarious.
on a Marvel set.
I always thought about trying to do stuff like that in the background, like throw things in that didn't make sense, like even throw in like original characters.
Oh, like a bombshell, like a DC bombshell, like Superman
Yeah.
with the mustache.
Yeah, or you could even put like Mighty Moose in the background or something. Like do like a Great Lakes Avengers lineup and throw him in there.
I threw I did in I did well. I say I did, but actually Jay did it. Jay put a bunch of characters in issue 13 of Mighty Moose.
Oh, yeah, I think you're telling me about that.
Yeah, I mean it's and trust me, I mean it was definitely walking the line. But yeah, it's an homage. It's fun. I mean, the whole book was an homage. So, did you ever finish those, Dre?
No, I got distracted.
Mm.
I need to read them.
No, I
With
was
the
just
attention
wondering.
span. Deadpool as a priest.
I would do. You know what would be cool? Like Deadpool in John Travolta's like suit, that white suit in Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Like next to Dazzler with the disco ball and everything. Oh, I'm doing that now. That's the next Deadpool cover, I think.
I've got a Deadpool cover I'm gonna do. I did
That's what this is. This one's
yeah, that's
Deadpool.
pretty awesome. Mine, I did a prelim of it already like a while ago, but I don't know if I should share this or not either, but this is totally unrelated, but something I was working on because we're supposed to be going to Disney soon. So my wife has a Cricut machine and she wants to do like all those shirts and all that nonsense. And I was like, the only way I'll do it is if I could do my own. And so, so I'm working on a Mickey Mouse and a Macho Man mashup.
Oh, nice. Macho Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
I just got to figure out how to like layer the colors because I want to do 2 different colors, but I only want to kind of keep it black and white so it can go on any colored shirt. And I've never really done
where's
that.
Where's Munshaw
before.
when you need him?
In DC.
Oh yeah, but I mean, he's the wrestling maniac.
Oh yeah, I saw that he posted the other day of Sting. He went to the AEW show in DC.
Yep.
And I saw Jason. Is it Jason Montoya's daughter's a wrestler?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
no, I don't think
every
she's
time I see that picture, I think of wasn't there a movie where like the entire family was wrestlers, like fighting in the family or something?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
that's it.
True story of some wrestler.
So this is kind of like a prelim of the Deadpool cover I was going to do. This is my first pass at the idea.
Oh, nice. So like a Swiss Army knife?
Yeah, basically he's going to be like, have a hole in his body, missing a limb. I might have a baby hand coming out of this arm, like regenerating. But just like have a ton of weapons just like sticking out. Like that Wolverine, I don't even know who did the cover, but like the Wolverine where he's got like all the arrows and stuff sticking out of his back. That's kind of where I got the idea from.
From the
Was it Frank Miller?
Yeah, it may have been Frank Miller.
Wasn't it the What the covers?
No,
Joke,
he's
like one of
talking
those joke things.
I think it was
Or
Frank Miller because it was like Wolverine. Let me see if I can find it.
I actually did because I've never been like I never been a huge Deadpool fan. Never got it. Never understood. Didn't really even know anything about the character, right? And then when that first movie came out, it was like, then the light bulb went off, and I was like, okay, yeah, now I get it, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I did. It was after that movie. I did a big drawing. It was 11 by 17, and it was pretty much like all the gags in the movie was like in this one drawing. So it was like, and it was like a super cartoony. I think it's like it might be one of my first posts on Instagram. Since Gordon's looking stuff up, Go ahead and look that up real quick because I think I've since sold it, but it's got like every
I'm
gag
going
in
to
there.
right now. It's
Rusty
like you
says
you just
Wolverine
happen to
20.
you just happen to know I had my phone in my hands. Getting ready to look that up. You're reading my mind.
Rusty says Wolverine 2021 annual card. Is that the one you're talking about with all the weapons?
I'll have to check and see what that is in a second. I'm trying to find this Deadpool first. All right, you think it was like your first one?
Yeah, it was
It's
right
taking
up
a
there.
while.
Yeah, apparently I posted a lot of stuff on Instagram.
You got a lot of posts on here. Do y'all ever try and clean up your page a little bit and like archive stuff, or do y'all just like not care about it?
I did before, but then let's see, fuck it.
You can do that.
Yeah,
I can just archive
yeah, you
posts.
can just archive them. You don't have to delete them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I used to do that, but then I kind of got to the same point. I was like, it just takes too much time. All right. Oh yeah, I see it. It is. This is the first post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Show it. Put it on screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
That's awesome. Shuriken.
Yeah, and what's funny is that every time somebody would like look through the portfolio and see it, nobody would notice the hand.
The baby hand on the gun. Yeah. Well, not just the baby hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
It's dirty.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the
I've never
entire
seen
movie
that.
in one image.
That's pretty
Right?
funny.
Well, I don't remember Deadpool Stiffy, but I don't know, maybe.
Well,
I
I mean, it's more or less the
yeah, it's in character.
yes, it's the character. So that was
All right. I'm gonna look up that Wolverine 20. Wolverine.
what was it? 221 annual. 2021?
2021 annual.
Wait, like a new one?
It's a
That's
base
what-
card. Maybe I'm not doing a good search because I'm not seeing it.
I mean, if it's this year's set,
2020.
and there goes Warner. It's like clockwork.
All right. I gotta go to guys.
Yeah, Rusty says it's a new set.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. From what I remember, I think it was from around the Frank Miller. It may have been Chris Claremont. I don't know. But it was like, was it Wolverine versus the Hand or something? Maybe.
Honestly, I can't remember what you guys are talking about. So
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about the porn miners anymore. So you just lost interest.
yeah. Oh, there
Yeah.
it is back.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
if I'm overheating or what, but
yeah.
what did I miss? Did we find the 2020, 21?
I
No,
I
I
couldn't
can't
find it, but he said it's in the new one, so I'm gonna have to look for it. Do a little more of a deep dive later.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair
Yeah, well-
enough.
Thanks for hopping on, huh?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Always
Enjoyed it
a
as always. Yeah,
Hope it was
Yeah, good
educational.
times.
good times. Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot today. Dre almost dipped his toe in the porn industry.
I am now a noble.
Yeah. And we'll be signing your cards as such from now on.
Absolutely. You think I kid?
No, I believe you, and I hope it happens. They need to do like one of those spotlight interviews on you, Lord Jalen.
Yes, God,
Lordy,
I can't
lordy,
wait to
lordy.
get on a new set. Seriously.
Oh man. We should just create our own set. That wouldn't go over well.
Probably not.
No. I hope they do an anime too, though, and I hope that I
They
get on
are.
that if they do. What? Did they announce it?
They said that they're working on it. Probably won't be
Yeah,
this
in the
year.
podcast.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I'm gonna have to email Matt and try and
Yeah, they haven't even started yet. It's probably going to be next year.
just tell him. I'm just gonna tell him to keep me in mind.
Yeah.
Maybe share a couple samples.
Matt's
All right.
pretty good. I mean, he's a fan,
Yeah.
so he gives good
Toast
feedback. Well done.
Well dipped.
When I dip, you dip, just like that.
All right, everybody. I will see
Cool,
you all
man.
next time.
All right, have a good
You guys
weekend.
out?
Y'all too.
Hey, just real quick, what time is Sean and Rodney on?
Oh, I'm not
It's
out
7,
there.
right?
Yeah.
7 Central.
In an hour. They're on in an hour. I'm not. I'm still
Yeah.
staying on for a bit.
Yeah. You are staying on for a bit?
Yeah, it's just Gordon has to
Yeah,
go.
just me. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
My family
Yeah, no, I know you got
wants to see
you
me.
got diapers.
Yeah.
Diapers.
Diapers, man. Thank goodness she's an easy baby. Whew, I don't know if I can handle it.
8. Steph says they're on at 8 Eastern. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
7
right.
Central.
7 Central. I said I sent a time to Dre last week. I was like something CST or whatever. He's like, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna be on it. It's like, yeah.
You know what? You know what drives people at the wall is when you turn around and say CDT.
I'm just gonna start
It's like, what?
scheduling all my Zoom meetings in Greenwich time,
Yeah, there you go.
like minus
Yeah,
7.
Zulu
What?
time.
All right, for real this time.
1900 Zulu.
Later, guys.
Later, Gordon.
Later.
He literally was like, bye.
Yeah, bye. Somebody was
Gone.
yeah, it's yeah. Who's watching?
Apparently, Steph.
Because I don't see. Apparently, Steph is the only one watching. Rusty was here.
Yeah, I see 5 viewers right now.
Okay, and
I
this
can't
is
tell who
through
they are.
your
but-
yard of stream.
Yeah.
Because I got 0 on the book of face. Rusty's
Rusty's
there.
watching.
Hi, Scarlett.
Oh, here's blow drying. She's on my frame. Sorry about that.
So funny because when you go and blow dry it and stuff, and then it starts, then all the air underneath, you know, because it's all masked off,
Yeah.
heats up and it starts bubbling the.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on if I make it to the office on Sunday, depending on the weather. I'm gonna work on a sketch cover
Nice.
for a couple hours. If you're around,
Yeah, this one I was going to do in the same vein as the as that Dark Devil's Reign cover. You know, where I was literally just going to do the character.
yeah,
But it was like, you know, it just turned into this thing where I was like looking at it, going, that could be a mess in terms of trying to mask it, and
Oh yeah,
just because of the pose, you know.
yeah.
Because that was, I actually have a list. I did. This is like the first time I've done this. I've actually kind of wrote down here, a list of like how I'm going to do this. How to
Oh,
approach
you
it.
planning it out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've
Um,
never planned anything out ever.
Rusty's
So
asking if either of us have done Black Widow sketches. I haven't for the Black
I
Widow
have
set.
not either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there
no.
even sketches in that?
That was one of those things where it was like it was rumored it was coming out, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we found out about the Black Widow set before Masterpieces 2020. I think it was announced.
Oh, I don't know.
So I
Okay,
think that
sketches are achievements.
okay. Yeah, I've never done an achievement as far as I know.
Well, I don't necessarily think they were meant to be achievements. It's just the way they restructured the set, and then they made the sketches achievements. Because if you look at like the
Right.
Crow, all the sketches are achievements, and there's like a lot of people worked on the Crow.
Right, and but I think that like when, like I said, with the movie and the set, or maybe it was a movie, but because everything got backlogged, in terms of the movie being
Oh, push
released
back.
later,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, everything being pushed back and stuff, that they, it was like kind of a, I didn't even hear about like sketch card artists working on that set. It was like it was almost like it was announced, and then everything went into a black hole,
Yeah.
because of 2020. So, and that's kind of like, I think we're kind of in that scenario right now, and it's not necessarily because of the COVID thing. It's more of from the production side of things with
With supply chain issues.
supply chain issues. Yeah, it's like for instance, I think that some of the sets that were announced and have been talked about on the podcast, they, it's like these things got announced and then they kind of already pushed them back. Like stuff from last year already got
Well,
pushed
like
back.
Spider-Man Metal, which was supposed to be December, then January, then February, and now they're like Q2, like
Right,
April, May,
and then
right?
you've got, well, they announced, didn't
Allure.
they announce a new Fleer Ultra like last year?
Yeah, the Fleer Ultra Avengers, and now it's like late this year.
Right, but I mean, it was announced last year, I thought, in the first podcast with Travis, if I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
think he called it by name. He just said there's another Fleer Ultra of a team.
Oh, and then, but he announced it. He actually said it was what it was
Avengers.
this last time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that thing was in the works last year, so to speak, but because of supply chain and scheduling and this, that, and the other, it's been pushed back in the sense that like they're not even close to doing production.
Well, my
You know,
understanding was that they just don't have all the art yet because it's an original art set. So they ran into issues with getting
yeah,
the
but I
art.
mean, have you heard anything from the sketch card side of things? Do you know of anybody working on that? Do you know that
No,
it's even in work?
no,
Huh?
no. I don't know
So
anything about
that's
it.
what I'm saying is that, I mean, and again, I'm not saying that I know every set that's coming out because, I'm not on every set, but
But
usually you
that's because
hear
you're
from
too busy
somebody.
working on masterpieces. So they're not going to
Yeah,
slam
right.
overwhelm you.
Unbound 3.
Well, now that you're a lord,
No, well, I've got a packed schedule now. No, so I don't, I'm just curious, what that should be good enough. I mean, it's one of those things where when everything's firing on all cylinders, it's like, okay, yeah, you almost feel like you're in the know, but
Mhm.
because of this supply chain thing, not everything's running, firing on all cylinders, and you
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of feel like you're in the dark,
Well, Rusty says, I don't think this Black Widow set was structured to be a weekly set. They just smashed it together. It barely works.
Oh no, absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
this was
I'm
supposed to be
sure that it was.
a retail release like any other MCU,
Yep,
right?
I agree. I agree with that. I think it was just one of those things where you know, they kind of had to do what they could with what they had.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of this with some of the old, legacy sets, right? I mean, they said Loki, WandaVision, What If, Falcon, right? They can't
I would
do
not be
retail releases for all of these because there's going to be like a set every
not
2 weeks, right? And that's just too
well.
much.
I don't think that they can do a retail set anyways because not everybody has Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Everybody's
Yeah,
got
but
access to a movie theater. But
yeah, but
but I
people
agree. I
know
think
of
that
them.
what I'm saying is that I think that with what they figured out with um this whole thing with with the COVID and being able to do it on EPAC and it being relatively successful that way, I think it's really kind of opened a whole new avenue for them in terms of how they can approach their distribution. Not that it wasn't in the mix in the first place, but with
Oh, it's
this
just
weekly
different.
thing and I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see, like you said, more of the like Disney Plus being EPAC only. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or maybe it'll be like a merge set. That could also be interesting, where it's like Disney Plus Phase 1.
Ooh, yeah, and then do weekly packs that way, or
Yeah.
or retail that way, and then weekly packs separate. I don't know. Interesting. Oh boy.
Oh
Let's
boy.
see, Rusty says even the numbering system was crazy, especially the patch cards. They are numbered to 12, but there are only six.
That's because there's a
Six
physical
cards you can
release.
get. Yeah, and that may be because I think didn't they talk about that to some degree on the
Yeah, and
podcast?
they said that the Black Widow is most likely going to have a physical release too. So I bet you some of those items are going to be in the physical.
That's what that's a very very interesting take on the whole thing in the sense that
Where you can
you
get the
get the
same achievements and the same chase cards in both physical and EPAC, and they're split.
no, I meant just in the terms of the going EPAC first and then physical to kind of round out your your full set, so to speak.
Oh, maybe,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's just I'm curious to see how that works, how that plays out, because that could be kind of neat. Of course, the problem is that only three people actually get, and when I say people, I mean like three places get to sell them or whatever. So they're all all that stuff there's a monopoly on it, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a whole different can
Yeah,
of
yeah,
worms.
yeah. But you know what I mean is that I like the fact that with EPAC at least there's no, nobody's really kind of holding all the cards. See what
Right.
I did there?
Yeah, it's open to
Um,
anyone in the trade markets. So
right.
You can't have achievements in a physical set. No, you can't, but that doesn't mean you can't have the card.
No, but if the achievements are sketch cards, I mean, what's the difference between an achievement in? Well, I mean, and I know what the difference is, but I mean, like for instance, instead of it being an achievement in real life, maybe it's you get a sketch card per box or per case or whatever, whatever.
Yeah, but I think he's still talking about the numbered cards.
Oh. I do like the fact that Black Widow, they're all physical cards, right? It's none of the digital stuff.
Yeah, it's like Unbound.
Yeah. So, I mean that part is cool. I mean, I like the fact. I mean, I guess one of the things for me, anyways, it's sometimes a little irritating. I guess would be a way. I don't even want to say that, but it kind of sucks that you're basically paying, X amount of dollars, which is equal to physical, and at least you get all physical cards when you buy it in retail.
Oh,
But
like with X-Men, where the pack price is the same as retail, but only half your pack is actual cards.
Yeah. And it's not just that. I think it's a lot of like annuals the same way, right? Or has been.
Yeah, it's the same because you can buy a box of annual physical for the exact same price, if not less.
Right.
And you get all, the 140.
Now, see, and I never actually looked into it, or I don't know. I'm ignorant, but somebody knows. Is it like the same? Because I mean, if it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you get 3 cards per pack physically, right? And then you turn around and go, all right, and they're all 3 physical cards, but like for instance, let's say you buy a pack on eBay or ePacks, and you get like 6 cards in the pack, and 3 of them are physical.
No, and I think Brian was the one to tell me this, that you buy a box physical of annual for $100, and you get whatever, I'll call it 100 physical cards, right? And then you go on ePack and you do the exact same thing for $100, and only half of them are real cards.
Yeah.
So you're paying the same thing for less product just to be able to, do those achievements and combine and blah 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 blah. And it was the same thing with
right, and that's
X-Men
I
Metal.
mean that's a different level of stuff, and that's that's one thing. But I mean, just from like a collector standpoint, where you want to complete a whole set or whatever, that's I don't know.
Yeah. Not a collector, but obviously, I mean, we definitely heard a lot of people being quite vocal about the price point on X-Men Metal, ePack, and the lack of physical cards. So,
well, isn't and I'm not sure what the prices are, but is so if you buy a pack of X-Men Metal, I don't know what the price is, but like how many cards do you get in that? Like for instance, is it priced the same as like Black Widow, or
it's priced the same as Masterpieces, or as Masterpieces?
Per pack?
Yeah, was.
Okay. So yeah, but you get 3 cards in that, and then more in the X-Men Metal, right? Digital and physical.
Yeah. But
Right. But when I guess what I'm asking is, okay, Brian, how many cards are in a pack of X-Men Metal? I guess is my question. Versus
physical
how many
cards, or
are
just
in a
in
pack?
total?
When you open the thing, how many times do you press the button to hit next. You know, and then how many cards are in Black Widow?
Well, Black Widow's 2 cards, I
Yeah.
think.
Is it 2 cards?
Yeah, but you can't or 3 cards, but you can't compare Black Widow to X-Men because Black Widow's a numbered set. Every card's limited, right? Just like Unbound.
Oh, really? I didn't know this.
Yeah, there's only so many cards.
Okay.
So it's a little bit. Black Widow's $49, you get
Okay.
3
Yeah.
cards,
Yeah.
and they're all cards.
So now it's basically making more sense to me now then. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's all figured out.
All physical, yeah. Anyways, whether they're experimenting or it's a byproduct of COVID and supply chain doesn't really
I
matter.
think it's
When it is what it is, and it's
a
gonna.
COVID supply chain thing, and
Well, the thing is that
but
depending on the performance of the set, it's going to shape the way future sets are released, and I think
right, and
that's
that's
where a
what I'm
lot of
saying is
people are
that
concerned.
it could be like a happy accident, right?
Or
Where this could turn
happy
into
accident for
something.
them, and not so much for the collectors
Well,
that are either
I
getting
guess
priced out or upset with the quality of the product. Or
I mean
the lack of product.
that's what I'm saying is that it remains to be seen how it all and that's what I guess that's my general point is I'm interested to see how it all shakes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because I mean there's
Black
I think
Widow
it's
isn't numbered.
fair
Okay.
to I think it's fair to say that Upper Deck is kind of they're in a position right now and have been obviously for the last couple of years of having to kind of rethink what they're doing and how to operate. I mean, just because what was it in the podcast, Travis was talking about how they're just now getting back to the office kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I can't. It's they've had to certainly jump through hoops the last couple of years trying to figure out how to make things, how to make make the machine work, so to speak. And I think that the distribution side of things is definitely one issue, and then they're also doing as I understand it, a reorg in terms of how they're kind of setting up these projects.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of challenges, so that's for sure.
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's the thing is that I know that there's plenty of stuff for collectors and folks to really kind of gripe about in terms of what's been going on. But I always kind of give them the benefit of the doubt in the sense that yeah, the fact that with all the stuff that I'm sure that's been going on behind the scenes there, I'm actually surprised that they've been able to pull off what they've pulled off so far.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I mean, just oof, a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah. Well, and then Brian also brings up another valid point that it costs a lot more to ship stuff home from e-packs than it would cost to buy multiple boxes. So there's all that component too.
Yeah, and the whole e-packs thing is kind of it's interesting to me because we talked about this before in terms of how they're pricing. It's like they're saving money on packaging and things like that, but you still got to pay rent at ComC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting the ease of trading virtually. And I mean, there's all these different strange variables going, and it's like you can't. It's so hard to itemize everything that's going on with that to figure out, what's the best bang for your buck, kind of a thing. Yeah, and then you got shipping. I mean, I'm sure that if you think about it, it costs way more money to ship individual cards from ComC than it is, cases to a retailer, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. There's a
So
lot of factors.
it's just,
Jeez, you think I spent enough
I
time
just,
rendering the sword?
no, I think you,
I've been working on this for half an hour, just doing the veins or
I'm just
the
trying to throw down a blue wash or a purple blue wash. I've already got like several coats and it's hardly going here. Yeah,
Brian. I
more
tried to send
paint.
250 cards home, and they are charging $74, but the shipping is $5, and the rest was fee. What fee? Is it like the processing fees?
Yeah, I think so. Fee is to go find the card in the warehouse. I always think of ComC as like that last scene in Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
in where it's like there's just some dude that's like walking and you hear the footsteps echo and stuff, just trying to find your card.
Okay, it's almost 7:30. I'm gonna pack it up in a few.
Yeah, no, I gotta just
I'd like
slam
to
this
catch
down. I
some
gotta
of
finish.
Sean and Rodney's show at least.
Yeah, catch some of that, and then gotta get back to. I actually got reference for this card that I'm doing, for this other set. It's amazing how hard it is to come up with ideas in terms of what to draw.
That we can't find your card fee. Which set is that? Is that the bird one? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, it's not.
Josh,
It's not.
can you,
Yeah,
when you're out at the store, can you buy a bigger brush? Get like a 1 inch.
yeah. I mean, I can. I've got bigger brushes, but they're all busted up.
So just get a new one.
This,
Like what?
like this, which isn't really an inch. That's like a half inch, I think.
No, get an inch or an
But
inch and a half. You killing yourself doing these washes.
yeah, no, it's but it's I don't mind. But it's what I have right now.
I was saying, when you go to the store next time, please get
Yeah.
an inch or a 2 inch brush for this.
Yes, I will. Well, and that's the funny thing is that when you're doing like these big washes, it's like you always go and get smaller brushes, and you never think about, oh yeah, I just got to mop this thing with for that initial wash.
Yeah. A lot of the, like, I buy most of my brushes at Walmart. These dealer Rowney sets, like
Yeah,
the red brushes, and they have different packs, like $6-7, and one of them has the giant brush. It's like the flat kit.
nice.
Comes with a couple of brushes, and it has that.
Yeah.
It has the 1 inch brush, so well worth it. No. Oh, no, that's okay. Salvage it. Okay, I'm gonna pack it up because
Yep.
I think that's enough for today. Let me seal out my paint here.
Yeah, we already burned through two guests already, so
Yeah, amateurs. Cool. Well, oh, fuck, that's right.
I
Thanks
think
for hopping on.
to be honest, I think Gordon had to leave because he had to go like make another child or something. Just keeps cranking them out.
Yeah. This is it? No, right? Not gore. No.
No.
Yeah, I got a gore going too. Well, that's a sketch cover we'll be working on Sunday. It's a gore. So I want to finish this guy, which I was hoping to finish today, but it's close. And I got to finish this
The
guy.
sword is almost there.
I think I'm done with the sword. Now I need to do the face.
I don't think you are.
And then once I do the highlights in the face, I'll see if I need to touch up the sword any more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I gotta finish up this cyber this weekend as well. I'll work on that tomorrow. And then get on my
Cool.
bird set.
Oh yeah, because you're doing another.
Yeah, I got a second
round
round
of it?
but plenty of time. And actually I got another indie. Actually, no, like I said, I'm working on another Perna set that should be coming in any day now.
Nice.
So, no Marvel
Well, I
stuff,
mean,
but at least something.
The cool thing about the Perna stuff is that you're relatively local. I mean, it's not like they're kind of makes things much easier for them in terms of shipping and for you as well, obviously.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? It costs me, actually, depending on where in Canada, it's either the same or more to ship a card in a bubble mailer with
Really?
tracking. Yeah. So I could ship you an AP or I could ship one to
Right.
Vancouver, and Vancouver's going to
Right.
cost me more. Like I sent Marcus Caldwell, the Ironman guy, last year. He won one of the giveaways I did, and it cost me more to ship him his card than it cost me to ship something with JD in Texas. And same thing, bubble mailer, wrapped card.
Goodness.
So
I had to, the guy who won the Spider Ham. He's a Canuck, and that was pricey to ship that, and he was in Ontario. I don't remember where.
yeah, but I know you
But-
shipped stuff to me before, and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Somebody at the post office is just raping you.
Well, I'm also doing it priority. I'm not doing like first class and stuff.
Yeah, but
which
the one with
You
tracking,
could do. It'd be much cheaper. It'd be
Anyway.
much cheaper with first class, and you still get tracking.
Mhm.
But for me, anyways, and of course, as it turns out, it doesn't matter because they lose that too. Obviously,
yeah,
I always thought with the priority thing that it would be a priority, and so it was kind of guaranteed to get there. But that's been lost too. So I don't know. I may have to switch things up.
yeah, because
I just like the fact that I can turn around and grab the envelope from them and just pack it instead of trying to figure out how to pack shit myself.
right,
You know.
because I've seen
whatever.
the shipping receipt and stuff you sent me, and I've gotten
Yeah.
like stacks of comic books for less than that. And he
Oh,
sent
yeah.
me like, "Oh,
Yeah,
here's the FCW blanks." It's like, what the fuck? Anyways, okay, I gotta bounce.
Yep.
Have a great weekend. Are you
All
gonna? If I'm on Sunday, you gonna join during the day?
No, I can't because my daughter's got a game. She's got a soccer game.
All right, that's cool.
But depending on what time, I mean,
Well,
if
midday.
it's in the morning, no.
No.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see.
Anyways, yeah, I'll drop you a message.
All right,
Cool. Have a good
right, cool.
weekend. See you, everyone.
You too. See ya.